William Reed, Bill to his friends and family, stood at the rail of the ship and watched the distant storm move in. He worried about his sister-in-law, Amelia, who was 8.5 months pregnant and sleeping soundly in her cabin below. She had struggled with nausea throughout her pregnancy, and the rocking motion made it all the worse. Thankfully, their trip was only another day, then they'd reach Seattle. Bill's brother, Wallace, was somewhere on the ship, no doubt ministering to a lost soul. He had been beside himself as to how he might help Amelia. She had finally told him to do what he did best, go share the gospel. Wallace hadn't hesitated. Bill had to smile at the thought of his brother preaching to the customers of the city of Canton. They might very well have a full-on revival meeting before reaching Seattle. When his brother had determined that God was calling him to minister to the people in Alaska, Bill had eagerly gone along. As a botanist, Bill knew Alaska would provide an entirely new classroom for him to explore. That had been 9 years ago, and the experience had been marvelous. Bill had even managed to secure a contract to furnish a New York publisher with a book on Alaskan vegetation. That was the biggest reason Bill was returning to Seattle. He wanted to send his completed manuscript to the publisher and be able to more easily communicate with them regarding a new project he had in mind. Wallace and Amelia were heading to Seattle to ensure Amelia had the best medical care possible for the delivery of her baby. The pregnancy had been difficult for her. After 9 years of longing for a child, Amelia's pregnancy had been fraught with worries. The final straw that convinced them to go to Seattle was the worries of the midwife. The baby had still not turned. A breech delivery would be dangerous, and given Amelia's petite frame, the older woman wasn't even sure Amelia could pass a child safely. It had been a grave concern to all. "I thought that was you," Wallace said, joining Bill at the rail. "I was just watching the storm move in. I keep hoping it might shift to the far north and leave us and this part of the ocean undisturbed." Wallace glanced in the direction of the dark, heavy line of clouds. "The waters are already picking up the effects. The waves are building higher."